We want to welcome our viewers from across the globe to Legacy, your one-on-one talk show with Amaka-Beke, your amiable host. If you're joining us for the first time, Legacy is a talk show that chronicles Nigerians living in diaspora and, of course, other communities who are not particularly Nigerians, who are Canadian immigrants. And on Legacy, we celebrate multicultural diversity. We propagate our cultural cultural identities, and we also uphold our cultural values and heritage. So welcome again to our viewers from across the globe. I hope you like this show, and please like, comment with your questions. You can also participate if you're willing. And please also subscribe and share our content across your networks. On today's Legacy, we have Mrs. Kasasi, Mrs. Kasali, yes. Or Kasali, Sally, joining us from Illinois, Chicago, Illinois, United States. Mrs. Kasali, you're welcome on Amaka-Beke Talk Show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mrs. Kasali, please tell our viewers who you are and where you reside.
So my name is Adembimpe Kasasi. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois, like you said, in the United States. And I've lived here for, I think, a couple of years, 10 years to be precise. So,
oh, wow.
So yes, yes.
You're so American.
I wouldn't say that, but
in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways, yes. I wouldn't say I'm American, but you know, I've been influenced, but yes. I'm sort of kind of an American.
We can see that, especially in your voice.
Oh, I am flattered.
Did you want to say a little more?
I am originally from Nigeria. I lived and grew up in Lagos. I was born in Lagos and I lived there for the first 25 years of my life. So I am a Yoruba by culture, I think. Yes, I am Yoruba. So what else? Yes, that's pretty much my introduction.
Okay. Anyways, I'm still going to ask because that would be my next question.
Oh, okay.
Which is, what's your Nigerian heritage? What do you identify as?
Okay. I identify as a Yoruba. So my mom is Yoruba. My dad is also Yoruba. My mom is from Lagos Island. And my dad is from Ijebu-Ode. So it's like a double combination. Yes, you can say that. And so, yes. Yes, so my mom is a full-blooded Lagosian, and my dad is from Ijebu-Ode. He's actually from, I think, a loyal part of Ijebu-Ode. I just never really got into the details of that family lineage.
Yeah.
My dad is from Ijebu-Ode. He's a Moyegeso, as they say. So I think that that's kind of huge in Ijebu-Ode. My dad is from Ijebu-Ode.
Wow, that's great.
Yes.
You're welcome on the show.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
So, Adembimpe, how are you Nigerian original? A Niger-based super ego, true giant of Africa.
So that question is kind of, I kind of struggle to fit myself in one place.
Really?
But, you know, I would say like super egos, just because I like to think that the flamboyantness in me is from that aspect of, you know, that kind of
You're not the first to say that.
Yeah. So because, you know, if you look at the super egos, right, you know, there's this spirit in them, you know, if we're using that super ego analogy. So it's just, and sometimes you don't see them coming, just sort of kind of like the underdog. And I think if I say giant of Africans, that's kind of
thumbs up. The underdog thing.
So I kind of like think I am a super ego.
Yes. In all respects.
Yes, very true.
Yeah. So how have you embraced the American culture, Bimpe?
So for me, and some people would like to say that, some people that I've known for a while, they say, "Oh, you've changed a lot. You've become Americanized." I don't think that is true, but again, I believe they're 10 years, like I said earlier, and so to an extent, I should be influenced by the American culture. One significant thing that I would say has influenced me, like the American culture, that is the boldness to speak my mind. We were raised in such an atmosphere that
timid.
Yes, timid. You have to be timid. You know what I mean?
You have to be timid to be accepted.
Exactly. And so there's this, people say, "Oh, the Americans are arrogant." They kind of are to a great extent, but I feel like the arrogancy in them also has made them as great as they are, because in a way you kind of have so what's the word? You're so obliged to be true to yourself. You know what I mean? You speak up when you don't feel like somebody's treating you right. You're free to say, "This is how I feel." And so I've gotten to a point where I'm like, you know what? If I don't feel like this is right by me, I'm gonna speak up, regardless of how it makes you.
Who you might hurt by doing that.
So I would say that yes, it has. The American culture of speaking your mind is one thing. And also, looking into people's eyes when I speak to them, that's also another thing that is American, where we're from, they tell you,
making eye contact.
Exactly. They tell you, looking at people in their eyes is kind of disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, that was one thing that I found out that was a culture shock for me. I always speak to people and I'm like, yes, no, I never.
I had to be told to make eye contact several times.
So that's just two, aside from other things. I mean, I don't cuss out, obviously, but those two things are really kind of the two American culture that I say that
you have embraced.
And yes, I have embraced them.
Awesome. So how has this embraced American cultures integrated with your Nigerian values that Nigerian cultural values?
I don't know if it integrated, but Nigerian culture on a large
how to integrate them.
But for me, on a personal scale, it helped me become confident. You know what I mean? So it helped me be true to myself as well. So, on a larger Nigerian scale, I doubt if that's the way they see it, but for me personally, it's just something that has helped me grow as a person, as an individual. And, it's amazing. That's
and I think, to answer that question for you, now that you're speaking, I just thought, didn't it make us to be more proudly Nigerian?
Yes. Oh, yes, absolutely.
Because the thing is, when we're coming over here, I didn't feel that way, but I know there are people who did. However, living abroad made me to appreciate my heritage even more.
I personally feel that way. Yes. So to your point, yes, it does make you appreciate where you come from. For my 25 years in Nigeria, because it made me, I don't know if it's using the word guideline is a good analogy, but it's kind of like a blueprint. And it made me who I am. Plus, imbibing some of this culture make me a better person. So maybe you're right. So maybe
it makes you to own your truth.
Yes.
Just like now you can own your truth. You can stand on your right. And not because you want to infringe in someone else's right. No. But just being your true self.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I would say that too. Yeah, I agree.
I can relate.
Yes. We all have something in common as Africans living in diaspora, I like to think.
Absolutely. So are there particular Nigerian/Yoruba traditions you still practice while living abroad?
Oh, yeah. I remember Chris telling you that my house is a Nigerian embassy. Yes, absolutely. In my house, we speak Yoruba. So I have a son. It's important to me to keep my culture alive. It is very, very, when I say this to people, and sometimes I talk to my friends back home, and their kids speak English, and I'm losing my mind. Like, what are you doing?
I know.
You know what I mean? So for
It's
me,
cringy.
it is cringy, and for me, it is so important to keep my culture alive. And you look, I mean, I don't want to get a bad rap because I'm not a professional to speak on this subject. You have conversations with African Americans and they pay thousands of dollars to find their roots. You know what I mean?
And you know your roots, and you're
my
throwing
roots.
it about,
So
throwing
I'm
it
not
out
gonna throw my
to
roots
become
away.
something else.
Exactly. I'm not trying not to be Nigerian. Absolutely not.
Ooh, I love that.
I am Nigerian full-blooded. So we eat African food every day.
Yeah.
And Cosmos doesn't like American food. He hates burgers. He hates it. So we are constantly cooking. So this house, once you come into the door, if you see, there's a family picture of us. It's everybody's in a native attire. We put on our native. So my goal in life right now is to teach my son about the culture and to keep it alive. Because, again, we're going to use our time on that earth. We're going to leave our offspring.
Of course. You're not going to be with them for the rest of their life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again,
and the values passed on to them.
Exactly.
And the values they are going to represent when you're no longer there.
When you're no longer there, and I don't want to say, oh, my great grandma was Nigerian. Nah, I want them to say, I am Nigerian American.
Yes.
And this is something I say to my son every day, even though it's true. I say, you were a Nigerian American. Yes, Nigeria is flawed. We all know that. However, that is our legacy. It's
still our home.
It's still our own. So I have no other
We have no other.
I have no other home. So yes, I still keep my Yoruba tradition alive. If there is any festival going on, I take the day off. I make sure Cosmos takes the day off. I make sure my son takes the day off from daycare. And we sit at home, we cook, and we play music. And I have a video of my son dancing to Sunny Ade. He's 3.
Awesome.
Yeah, so the Yoruba culture.
And these are memories he's gonna appreciate when he gets older. Look back on and say, wow.
Yes, he's gonna look back and say, you know what, this is what my mother taught me. And it's very much alive in my house. If you come to my house, I am cooking on Sundays. I am doing, I'm cooking rice, rice is the thing.
You said that
we're cooking rice. My son will tell you, I want jollof rice because, I started very early. And the funny thing about my son, when he was a kid, I kid you not, I had infant meal, I had everything, you name it, I had it. He refused all of those things. And guess what he got? Ogi. Ogi was what my kid got.
He's the ancestor.
He is the ancestor.
You got an ancestor for a son.
My mother-in-law used to say, oh, that's my father that came back. Bless her soul. And so, again, the Yoruba culture is alive in my household. I am so proud to be a Yoruba girl. I have no idea. I am so flamboyant when it comes to going
Keep that pride, baby. Keep that pride.
I am absolutely. So yes, the Yoruba culture is very alive in my household. Yes, we don't mess. We do not mess with culture. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Bimpe Lock Kasali known for?
My wittiness. I think people would say, oh, she's so witty, she's feisty, she's, but one
you feisty? No, you're reading the wrong person.
People say that a
you're
lot.
Articulate, all right, not feisty, I don't think.
Well, you know what? If they want to see it that way, they can go ahead. I'm not gonna change.
Absolutely, you're not gonna correct no one.
No, I'm not. I'm not. So, but
whatever.
Yeah, well, they do get used to me though, because I'm kind. I like to think, and I'm very compassionate. I'm a compassionate person. I always like to say, you know what, if I was in this person's shoes, how would I feel? So that's one thing that is very important for me. And I like to think that kindness and compassion is two words that I would describe myself with.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
So, Bimpe, What would you say is the most social challenges facing Nigerians living in diaspora? How might these problems be contained?
So it's I think for this question, it's probably on personal basis. I may be wrong, but the way I look at it is, for us, most of the time, it's just our culture kind of plays a huge role in our social
Mm,
lifestyle.
yeah,
Is the way it's what I think. And sometimes it's just, being social doesn't have anything to do with morally upright or not upright. If that makes any sense. But I feel like as Nigerian or as cultured African people, for us,
yeah,
most of the time, it's just um our cultural background always play a role, because I know it did for me. But the thing is, sometimes you don't have to be perfect. Sometimes you just want to have a social lifestyle, and that could be,
yeah,
going to the club, mixing with friends, smoking weed, not
yeah,
smoking weed,
yeah,
whatever the case may be.
yeah,
But and I feel like sometimes, we probably have a thing with striking a conversation with people, like,
yeah,
hi, how are you? That's another thing that I learned, staying here for such a long time. I think,
yeah.
sometimes you just start a conversation and you never know where that conversation is going to lead to.
We
So
lead,
I feel
yeah,
like our culture kind of groomed us to be kind of, oh, keep to yourself, be timid or whatnot. And I
yeah,
and I think, just kind of letting your head and say, "Oh, you know what, maybe I could strike a some conversation with a total stranger. Maybe, just maybe." But, for me, I think that culture holds us back in a way, kind of, but also,
yeah,
we can step out of it and say, you know what, I don't have to have a guideline of what my social life has to be. I could just, be nice to a stranger, or,
yeah,
whatnot. And yeah, in my view. So I
yeah.
mean,
So,
but that's my
okay,
view.
well, you already answered the question, the problem and how it might be
I
contained.
think maybe. Did I
Yeah,
answer that?
just,
Okay, good.
yeah, yeah. I mean, breaking out the shell and not
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being inhibited or
yeah.
self-inhibited or culturally inhibited in the
I
way
would
that
think so.
you relate.
And maybe walking less also.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
that's another thing, because I know a lot of people who would not. So last year, I think, was it last year or 2 years ago, I started the thing. We'll take one vacation a year. It doesn't
Yes,
matter what we have to do. Just leave everything and just we're taking a vacation. It may not
yes.
be somewhere fancy. It may just be
No,
around
just
town.
out of the home.
Yes, and I see in our community, this is something we do not do.
Oh my.
We would rather walk our asses off and
Hmm.
say, "Oh, I have
Always
to
chasing
help
the
X."
money. It's all about the money. Oh,
Yes,
because I'm gonna be paid.
and our
I don't want to
social
sit at home
lifestyle.
and not be paid. I don't want to go spend money. I want to make money as opposed to
Exactly,
spend money.
exactly. And we think we're being responsible, right? Oh, we have to do this.
Oh,
We have
that's
to.
gross
That's not.
irresponsibility, though.
Yes, that's not.
We're
So
cheating
again,
ourselves out.
yeah, I think another way to break the social, you know, so just kind of know when to turn off, and just say, you know what, we're taking a break. And like 4 years ago, I started doing 4th of July, and everyone said, oh, that's so American, oh, I have to work. This year I didn't have it, and everybody was like, oh, where's the barbecue? I took time off work.
Are
I'm
you
like, oh, okay.
serious?
i
You
didn't i
guys were
didn't
the
plan
one criticizing me.
Exactly. And I'm like, I did not plan this year. Maybe next year I will put it back on my plan. But
Oh
it's just
no,
it's just
these
something
people.
that you start, and then people don't even know the importance until somebody say, you know what, let's do this. Let's be more social. I mean, some people be
Yeah,
like, oh, I'm not American. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you live here now. So
but you live here
you're
now,
wrong,
right?
act like home. So yeah, so another thing that I feel like will break like the not so social though African or diaspora, probably work less, I would say.
Yes,
And I
yes.
may be wrong, but it's just
No,
in
no,
my.
no. You're not the first to say it on this show, to be honest.
Oh,
If
okay.
anything, you're probably the third
Oh,
to have, yeah, to say this. And it's so true, but what a shame, like that
yes.
we have to now make a conscious effort to teach us.
Yes.
that this is not the right way, you
That's
know?
not the right way.
Yeah, you may be doing it now and think it's the right way. No, it's not the right way. You have to take a break. You have to, you know, schedule relaxation
Oh
in
yeah,
your crazy
absolutely.
lifestyle or crazy schedule
Absolutely.
and workload. Like, take
Absolutely.
it easy on yourself, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
absolutely. And
you won't regret
IRS
it.
will come from IRS will come for you at the end of the year. So what are you doing?
Exactly.
They're gonna get your
Exactly.
taxes. So what are you doing?
You're literally
You
working
know?
more for the IRS.
One time I kid you not, one year I worked so hard, I had to pay taxes back. And I'm like, you know
Yes,
what? This
of
makes no
course.
sense.
And that doesn't feel right.
And what you I mean,
That is so
again,
painful.
you know, again, it's money coming out of my pocket. But
Yeah.
probably if I had stayed in a lower bracket, you know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
yes, and so I also had to learn that the hard way. But you know, I just feel like, you know, as Africans, we feel, oh, we came from such a far place. We're here now. We have to walk, walk, walk. No,
No,
we
no,
have
you
to
don't have
balance it.
to.
We have to walk. We have to socialize, and then, you know,
We
live
have to
life.
rest.
Yes, we have
You
to
have to
rest.
walk, you have to socialize, you have to rest, because that's what, you know, what is expected. Other
Yes,
people are doing it. You can do it too.
you could do it.
Just, you like money just as everybody else. No one
Oh
is,
yeah, absolutely.
no
Absolutely.
one hates money.
Absolutely. Yes, no one hates money. Yes,
That's all.
absolutely.
Thank you very much, Bigbe, for articulating that. And I hope our viewers are taking notes. So, what major lessons has life taught you,
Oh
Bigbe?
boy. Oh boy. Um, hmm. So the biggest one I would say is to never give up. Never give up hope.
Yes.
So, you know, we've all had our fair share of struggles, our fair share, you know, when you first get abroad, a lot of people do not know, like the first thing you do when you get abroad is you find out, oh, wow, I can't just stay here forever. I have to
Mm.
figure out a legal way to stay here because, you know, again, it's not, you know, everybody came here on different levels. You
Different
know,
levels,
I came
yeah.
here on a student visa, I had to go to school, and then, it was so
As school, you
expensive.
have to figure out how you
And you
get
have to
your
figure out,
papers.
okay, you have to figure all that out.
Yeah,
But you know, I just never gave up on myself. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I just
yeah,
kept going, regardless. You know, I had stumbling block. One time I had to learn how to braid hair, and I
yeah,
was braiding hair. And
yeah.
then, you always
Whatever it takes,
whatever it took, I
do
did.
not give
I
up.
did not steal though, and I did not sell
And
drugs.
you can't steal. No, that's not what I mean by
Yes.
whatever it
Oh, I know.
takes.
I was just putting that out there so
Whatever
people don't say
extra
whatever it
skills you
takes.
need to
Stealing is part of
learn.
it.
Yeah,
No, stealing is not part of it. So I did what I had to do to survive. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I never gave up. And the fact that I never gave up is why I am here today. You
And
know what
that's
I
the
mean?
building blocks for where you
And
are
that's
today
the
and where
building
you're going
block
to
for
go
where you're going.
tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely. So the
because if
biggest
you did
life
it right the first time, you're going to keep doing it right.
oh, you're gonna keep doing it. And yes,
Yes,
never give up and be kind to people. Be
yes,
kind to people. That's another lesson I
yes.
learned. There was so many people that helped my journey. It's not
Oh,
even
yeah.
funny.
Tell me
And
about
it's
it.
just by me being kind to them. Oh,
Yeah,
can I help you do this? I have
yeah.
somebody that I've known
What
since I
you give
moved
is what
here.
you get. The energy you put out there is the one that
It's
comes
the
back to
energy you're
you.
gonna
Yeah,
come back to.
that's
So
an
yes,
investment.
yes, it
Yeah,
always is. It always. So never give up and be kind. Those are
and be
two
kind.
important lessons about
Yes.
life that I would
And
say.
yeah, and people not just be kind to people, but be kind to yourself as well.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's something that we forget to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes we get so carried away, like, oh, I did not meet this deadline. I didn't do this. Oh, I must be this. I must no. Allow
Yeah.
yourself the room to say, you know what, I didn't do this. Okay, so what? What am I going to do next? You know what I mean? So it's just learning to be kind to yourself is very hard, but it's very necessary.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyways, you've answered some of these questions, but just in case you wanted to add a little more,
Okay.
how are these learned lessons expressed as you evolve? Like, what major lessons life has taught you, and how are these lessons expressed as you evolve? If you want to add a little more, or if you If you said pretty much everything, we can move on.
Pretty much everything, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much just, you know, regardless of what comes your way, just, you know, keep going. You know,
Yeah.
there's so many, you know, too many things that will come your way no matter what. And especially living abroad. I came here when I had, you know, I had nothing. I had nobody. I
Oh
didn't even know
yeah.
what I was doing. So,
Yeah.
you know, just by not giving up, I built an entire community around me. It's so funny how much community I have around me for my son.
Wow.
My son probably has like at least 5 uncles that were strangers and now they're family. You know what I mean?
Family.
So it's just, you know, just never give up. Just keep going.
Yes.
And you know.
Wow, what a strength. You're a phenomenal woman.
Yes. I like to think that.
So fill in the blank. What I learned from the street is
Resilience.
resilience. I wanted
Resilience.
to say one word.
Yes,
Awesome.
resilience is what I learned from this story. Oh yeah,
Awesome.
because I grew up in Ikeja.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're from in Lagos, but
Yeah, I've lived in Ikeja. Yes.
yes, so
I'm pretty much from Ikeja.
I grew up
In
in
some
Ikeja,
space.
Seriki, Arola, Wolawo,
Yeah.
Isalawuri.
Yeah.
So those were the access, right? And just if you know those places, you know,
Yeah.
it's
I
the
know.
ghetto.
I lived in Abba Johnson off
Oh,
Adembimpe.
nice. Yes.
So
Yeah.
yes.
So that's kind of like a highbrow
Yeah.
area, a
A
little bit.
little bit.
We
Yeah,
were
it's a
down
highbrow
here.
area. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were living downtown. We were like on
Yeah.
the
More
south
like,
side, I
yeah.
think. Yeah. So yes. So it's just resilience. That's one thing I learned from the streets.
Thank you. Simply put.
Yes. Simply put, yes.
What I learned from my father is
My father, I learned compassion from my dad. My dad
awesome.
he was such a compassionate man. He was, you
Wow.
know, he would give the back, he would give the last penny that
Mm.
he had to somebody that he did not know. So I think it took that from my father and I learned that from him, you know. So yes, I would say compassion and kindness is what I learned from my dad. Not that my mom is not kind, but my
Yeah.
mom she's
What
different.
I learned from my mom is
Hard
not
work.
your mom.
Hard work.
Hard work.
Yes.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes.
You
So
must be a trooper.
my mom was, yes, well, she is. She's still alive. Bless her soul.
Yeah.
She's still here. So yeah, my mom, yes, she was. You know, my dad. You know, again, this is not that my dad was lazy or he didn't get up or do it. But my mom was like growing up. You know, my dad had a lot of struggles. He struggled with certain things. You know,
Yeah.
again, it's no fault of his own. Now I know
Yeah.
better, so I understand it better. For my mom, she practically raised 6 kids on her own. So, that's, I learned, she would get up in the morning and she had to go from Ikeja to Lagos Island every day, Monday to Saturday. I never saw her complain one time, like, oh, this is such a hassle. I never saw her bad mouth my father in the process of all this struggle. It was just, and one time I remember this incident very, 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 very well. My sister just gained admission because my sister was the first person to go off to college. So she was like a role model to me as well. She was the first person to go to college, and here she was, she needed money to go to college because, my sister did everything in flying colors. She got a YF result. She got she went to a polytechnic, I think at the time. She got a poly results and she did well. And my mom was like, we can't fail her. If money is the reason she's not gonna go, I'm not gonna forgive myself. And so I saw her, sold a wedding ring just to send my sister to college. And she was just that person, she would get up and my dad was kind of like a
sacrificial
softie.
woman.
Yes, she was. And
I think every mom is.
yes,
99%.
every African mom. Yes.
Yeah, 99%.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, yes, I think what I
She's
learned
not
from
going to
my
keep the
mom.
fancy things and,
Oh
have her
no!
daughters
Oh no! That
struggle
was
to go
not
to
my
school
mother.
or not
Oh
able to go
no!
to school
That was
because
not
of
my
money.
mother. No, that was not my
Wow.
mother. Yeah, so she was.
What a great
Yeah,
role model.
she was really hardworking, and she's kind of also witty with her mouth. So she
And
would tell me what
I
she feels.
believe she's enjoying the fruits of her labor.
I hope she will enjoy it for a long time. But yes,
Soon.
I like to think that I'm doing my best. Yes, I am.
Sure,
And
sure.
we all
I'm
are.
pretty sure if she were to be asked, she would say yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. We fight a lot though, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got into it this afternoon, and she goes, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, mother, you too." And she was just like,
Oh
"Okay."
my
She was doing
moms.
like, "Okay, whatever." Yeah,
You
she's a.
never know how much you fight with your mom until you
Oh
become a
yeah.
mom
Oh
yourself, and
yeah.
then
Oh,
and
Chris
it
will
goes
tell you,
bickering.
Chris and her mom will get into it, and you would think these people, what is going on? 10 minutes later, literally 10 minutes later, they're doing makeup. They're doing, let's go to the store. And I'm like, you guys, oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me for telling this story. One time we were going to the restaurant, and she and her mom were going at it, and she was just like, okay, just leave me alone. And the mother's like, I can't leave you alone. You are my daughter. I love you. And I go, okay. Then
Oh.
we get to this restaurant, and Chris go, okay, you're ordering this, you're ordering this. I'm like, okay, just feed her the entire food. There's no need to leave that option. Yeah, it's such an amazing, it's a love-hate relationship, but it's mostly love. It's mostly.
Yeah, of course, always is, always. So what is the one thing you know for sure about life, yourself? Of course, we've said a little bit about it. We've touched on it. I mean, if you want to say a little more, yeah. If not, we can go on.
The one thing I know about the one thing about, let me start with life. The one thing with life is it's always going to go on. So if if you get knocked down and you stay down, life is still going to go on. Just because you're
Yeah.
down doesn't mean life is going to.
Doesn't mean everybody. Yeah,
It's
true. That's
not.
so true.
So it's
No one
always,
is
for
there
me,
with you.
yes, for me, I always look at it from that angle. So life is always going to go on. And I promise you, you did not want to be left behind.
Woo!
So yeah, you really don't. Honest to God,
He said it.
You really don't want to be left behind, because
That is true.
if we look back at our life 10 years ago, and I can look back at mine 10 years ago, and I know where I was. If I had stayed there, doesn't mean life
Life
is
is still
gonna
gonna move
stop.
on, and you're
It's
gonna
still
now
gonna,
be
you know what I
regretting
mean? So you
or
have
even be more confused
exactly.
because you didn't take the opportunity to try to.
Exactly. So yes. So the fact that life is gonna keep going, as a human being, you have to keep evolving, keep learning,
Yes,
keep
yes,
moving, and just
yes,
you have to keep going. If you're gonna walk, if you're gonna crawl, if you're gonna
yeah,
run, you have to
yes.
do something, and you
That's the
have to move.
spirit, baby girl.
Yes, that's about life. And about me personally, I think a lot of people don't know this, but I'm an emotional person. I'm a very emotional person. And people
Yeah,
do not, I don't know, maybe because I don't let people see that, or maybe because people choose not to see that. But
yeah.
I am an emotional person. I really am. And, I'm saying it out loud and it sounds funny, but people really do not describe me as an emotional person. And
Yeah,
sometimes it hurts my
because you
feelings
hate to be
because
vulnerable. You
I
hate to be
do.
vulnerable. You don't want to call a pity party. You don't
Oh,
want
I hate
someone
to be
coming and feeling
emotional.
sorry for you. So
Yes,
yes, of course, they don't see the
yes,
emotional
they
part
don't
of
see
you
it. Yes,
because
yes.
you guard it.
You put it into words. So yes, I think I hardly let my guard down.
Yeah,
That's why people don't see my emotions. But
yeah, I'm the
every time I
same.
have
I'm
conversations,
just the same.
I'm like, I'm an emotional person. People are like, what? You're a soulless human being. One time Cosmos told me, oh, you're soulless. I'm like, Cosmos, I've known you 16 years and you think I am soulless. That's not true. And so if he thinks I'm soulless, then maybe nobody else
No,
believes me that I'm an
no,
emotional
you
person,
can
but
be
I am.
soulless.
But I am emotional, and people don't know that about me. But that's the one thing about me.
Yeah, that's the side of you that doesn't come out so often. So it's okay.
You may be right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right. I think you're right. But I am. I really am.
Awesome. So would you attest, being made that you have made your family and loved ones proud by the person come today?
I like to think that they are proud, and if they are not, I'm sorry that I disappointed them. But I like to think so.
You know why I laugh? Because you're the second person who just said it that way.
I mean,
Okay.
what else can I do? I mean, I'm not going to be
You
an
need to give
astronaut at
yourself.
this point.
You
Neither
can
am
kill
I going to be a
yourself.
doctor. I mean, I like
Timaya
to
said
think
it.
that
She said,
they're
because of this life, I can't kill myself.
I cannot kill
No.
myself. That is very true. I mean, I like to think that they are proud. I really do hope you guys are proud of me. But if you're not, I'm sorry, but
Well,
this is all
okay.
I got.
We have tomorrow to make up for today. So
Yes, maybe so. Well,
yeah.
there's always tomorrow. There's always tomorrow. So I
Yeah.
maybe I'll do better, but I think they should be. They should be. I'm a
It
decent
should be.
human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two words that best describe Bimpe are.
I think I already said it before, but maybe I'll say it again. I think the two words that best describe me is being very honest. I'm honest. Sometimes I think I'm ruthlessly honest, but I'm also kind.
That's not good. I am like that. Sometimes, like I'm that person too, but I don't like it. Like there are times when I say
Yes.
something brutally
Oh, there are
honest, and
many
I
times.
just don't like
Oh,
myself for
trust
doing that.
me. There are many times that I
Yeah,
want to
right.
say, you know what,
I
maybe
thought I'm
this
the
is
only one
not
who
the
feels
time.
bad for being brutally honest sometimes. I always feel like, what has that person done to deserve this? Like, I shouldn't have to go down, like, go deep in my soul and bear it out like this.
Maybe you're my spirit animal then.
See?
Maybe. Sometimes I'm like, you don't have to be like that. And then
Exactly. Like,
I
I
start to
don't
feel
have
bad.
to
And I'm
respond
like,
to that or try to be honest. Who am I even trying to impress? There's no
yes,
point.
yes, that is true.
Believe what you want to
But we can't
believe.
help
Like,
it. I really can't help it sometimes. I really
that's
I
true.
can't help what my mouth does sometimes. So I'm
Exactly,
like,
because we like I speak before I think.
oh yeah.
And then at that time I'd already said it. I'm like,
I cannot tell
I
you
wish
how
I could
right
pinch
you are.
myself.
You were so right about that. I'm like, you know what? You should have thought about that for a minute. And my partner is such the opposite of me. He
Wow.
has perfected the skills of not speaking some for most and just
Wow.
minding his business. Oh, he minds his business so much it annoys me. I'm like, how are you like this? And he goes, how are you not like this? I'm like, I don't understand how you cannot say that to such and such. And he'll be like, because I don't have to. He'll figure it out. I'm like, but when? He's like,
But
I
things
don't
could go
know.
wron before they figure it out.
Before,
What if they
that's how I
don't?
feel.
The fact
I
that I got to know
will.
about it means that I am in the position to do something. And when I don't do something, I feel like killing myself.
His philosophy is we are all adults. So if we are all adults, you don't tell adults what to do. Let them know, like, you are so wrong though. And he's like, okay. And
Oh,
then something happened, I'm being brutally honest, and then he comes back and bite me in the ass and he goes, I told you.
told you.
Like, okay.
Let me
I know
take
you did.
something from his book.
Yes, I am trying. I am
Yeah.
trying, but it's not
I
working.
think I'm also working on that for myself because yeah, sometimes people don't even deserve your kindness and your honesty and your
Oh
love
yeah. Oh yeah,
and
because
you
they
just
always spin it around most of the time. People just spin it around and say, "Oh, she's like that because she's not happy." I'm like, I'm happy. I'm perfectly fine. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Yeah.
So Bimpe, what do you draw your strengths slash motivations from? What gives you motivation?
So mm, my strength comes from not letting my brother down. So my brother is my biggest strength because I feel like he has invested in me so much, and I am just so afraid of letting him down.
Oh,
If you
is
ever
he your
watch
older
this,
brother?
oh yeah, he's my immediate elder brother.
Oh,
So every time I'm in a jam or I'm in a situation and I'm like, you know what, I don't even know where to turn at this point. And then I would just think about him and be like, you know, he may not like the fact that you're just taking this line down. You know, you should just find your strength. I know it's not easy, but find your strength and just he will be so proud. And he tells me all the time, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of the woman you've become. But sometimes I just feel like it's not enough. You know what I mean? And so every time he is my biggest, and he's my biggest supporter too. Oh my God.
oh,
He's not that my other family, hey guys, you're still my
yeah.
supporters too, but you know, he is such a big, 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 big part of my life. And I just I'm so afraid of letting him down, and I'm so afraid of failing him that I just draw strength from knowing that I'm trying not to let him down. So that's my biggest
It
strength.
thinks the most of you, and you don't
Oh
want that
yeah.
to, yes, you don't want
Yes,
to
and I don't
disappoint.
want that to, yes, and I don't want
Yeah.
to let him down. So yeah, so
Thank
my
you, big
strength,
brother.
yeah,
We should
thank
learn a thing
you.
or two from you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so
Big
my
Bay,
strength comes from, yes, not
have
letting
any,
him
do you
down.
have any guilty pleasures?
Junk food.
Ooh.
Junk food. Junk food is kind of my biggest guilty pleasure. I eat junk a lot. So, and then these days I think the newest thing is ice cream from ice cream stone cold. Yes,
So,
I just
yeah, Cold
discovered
Stone.
cold
Cold
stone. Yes,
Stone.
thank you. I think that's what it's called. So yeah, so I try. We try to go like
You're
for
so
family ice cream.
Nigerian.
I am. I
Nigerians talk
am.
about Cold Stone ice cream a lot
You know
too.
what? I used to hear my friends say, "Oh, they're gonna get Cold Stone in Nigeria." I'm like, "Okay, what is that?" And then I was going with me and cousins and my son. We went out for dinner, and we're coming back. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, let's try this place." Then turned out they had the best chocolate
Yeah.
chip
And you got
peanut
hooked.
butter, chocolate chip peanut butter waffle
Are
cone.
you
I tell
for
you what,
real?
I am
In an
serious.
ice cream?
Yes, yes. FYI, this
The
is
most I've
America.
done is Oreo, whatever, and that's from my
No,
daughter.
peanut butter in your ice cream is guilty
Are you
pleasure.
for
Let me
real?
tell you. Yes. Mix it with the waffle.
Okay, I'll
You're
give
gonna
it a
love it. Yes.
try,
So yes, junk food is
especially
my
this
guilty
summer.
pleasure.
Now
Yes.
that it's summer, I mean.
Yes. So
So, do
yes,
you have
junk
any
food.
snobs, anything that you could care less about?
You know what? I, I, I think sometimes I care. I'm looking for the right way to frame this.
Yeah.
So I have a way of ignoring people um that did not that that are not honest with themselves. And for some
Mhm.
reason I can understand it. You know what I
Pretty
mean?
much like a pet peeve.
Yes,
If
I'm like,
someone is
if
it's
you
not
do
been
not,
real, like
yeah,
you
if
just
you're not real, then
step
just
on
stay
ahead.
over there and just, and I noticed like there's a lot of not real people. I am not kidding.
Out
And
there.
I cannot figure out why, because I cannot pretend to not be
I
me. It
think it's
will,
the internet and the social media and the tab phones, the fact that now we can take pictures with filters.
I think, and and this is my, I may be
And then it
wrong.
spills onto other things.
So yeah, and I'm like, you know what? Just stay over there. And I have zero patience with them. I really do. It's just, and I cannot understand people
Can't
who
stand
base
funny
their life
people.
off of that. Like, how do you base your life off of that? I really
Yeah.
don't get it. And
Because
you see,
they're not deep thinkers. They're not even
no,
thinking it the way you're thinking it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. I hope
They
that,
just want to catch on to the
trend,
momentum,
trend.
the trend.
Yeah, the new thing now, you see everybody have a Louis Vuitton bag, and people, they don't have $7 in that Louis Vuitton. And you're like, so you're getting
It's
this
not even
just to
did you
show?
know that 85% of the Louis Vuitton bag people, they are not actual real Louis Vuitton? These are knockoffs.
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, these
I
are
did
knockoffs.
not
I
know
mean,
that.
recently someone posted a Nigerian celebrity, I don't remember who,
Mhm,
posted on her Instagram
mhm.
and warning people that please stop wearing all this knockoff
Oh yeah, I
brand
saw
name
that.
bags,
Yes, I saw that.
because then you're
Yep.
making us look bad, because you're making us look like the ones we're carrying are knockoffs as well. They're not real.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, just for you to have the brand, like, I mean, I know there are people who are highly fashionable. They like
Oh
to
yeah,
wear
definitely.
all kinds of names. I don't mind
Mhm,
it. Like, enjoy yourself.
mhm.
But
If
how
you
does it
can
make you
afford it,
feel? Like, how
yeah,
does it make you feel though that what you're carrying is not the actual, is not the real?
I really have no idea because I really
If
have no
because
patience
to
with
me, I
that.
feel like if that satisfies you, a few years ago, someone had sold a Louis Vuitton bag to me, and it's the knockoff. Louis Vuitton. I wore it for a few months before I said to myself,
oh my God.
and I mean, at that time, I didn't know not that I didn't know any better, but
you just
seemed
trusted
like
the person.
it was a time when I was, quote unquote, proverbially under the rock.
Oh.
So, you know, I only carried that bag a few months before I gave it away.
Give it away.
Because I thought to myself, why am I carrying? And then you'd be surprised that when I started carrying the bag, there were people who started like saying hi to me who wouldn't say hi to me before. And now they're thinking, oh, she's upgrading. And I'm thinking, if it's about this bag, then get the hell, like this bag, get out of me. Because I want you to value me for who I am and not
who I am and what I bring to the table. So I'm really
what I'm carrying. Because this isn't real. You know, I'd rather spend the whole money that I have getting the real thing, and knowing that I have $7 in it, as opposed to wearing a knockoff just for the name.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
to measure up.
People are so superficial, though. I just look at them as superficial. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just
superficial is a huge turn off for me too.
Oh, it's a huge.
We are spirit twins.
I think so. I think I'm your spirit animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big snap for me.
It is. Do you have a favorite Nigerian food? A favorite. I know you're into Nigerian food, like you're big on Nigerian food.
Yeah, this may sound strange. So my favorite thing is eba and okra soup.
Wow, I like those too. I don't know if it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite swallow, eba, yes. And
no. I can eat eba 3 days a week, and I would not. Yeah, you would not hear me complain. You would never hear me complain. Just give me eba, and I'm good to go.
Give me eba and okra soup for breakfast, and thank you very much.
I will eat it in the morning. I will eat it any time of the day. And my mom always say, "How can you eat it in the morning? You go to sleep." I'm like, "Not me. I will be fine. I will go to work right now." And so that's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Wow. So how about Nigerian music? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, Wizkid is my favorite musician. I did try to get a ticket. I could not get a ticket. It sold out in hours. So, because he's coming to Chicago, I think. So.
He is. Yeah. I think he's coming to Toronto too. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I think he's doing a tour. Yeah, the tickets are sold out.
Yemi Alade is coming to Toronto too. I might get Yemi Alade if I'm lucky enough to get it.
Oh, nice. I think she's amazing. So she's a good artist. I like her. But my favorite is Wizkid.
Wizkid.
Yes, Wizkid. Yes.
So Bimpe, who, if anyone is your, who, if any, is your role model / icon? Do you have a particular person or a group of people?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my mom is my number one role model.
Yeah, I say that too.
My mom is my number one role model. So, whatever I learn, whatever I kind of learn as a mother, I don't know if that's the right way to frame it, but it's like a prototype of how to be a mother. I learned that from her.
I feel the same way about my mom.
Yes. So sometimes, and my mom, growing up, she was not a typical, Nigerian mother that will beat you, and that my mom would just sit you down and talk to you like you would wish that she had just beat you. You would wish and pray like, just beat me. I don't want to hear. My mom would
just beat me and get this over with. Yeah. You're making me feel even worse.
I'm telling you. Yeah, my mom. So I tried that approach with my son. It's not working, so we're back to spanking. Maybe it'll work
because you're a girl and he's a man.
That child.
That might be the difference.
That is. So my sister is also my role model, and what I learned from my sister, or how she shaped my life, is that she taught me to stand tall as a woman. Don't let anybody. My sister, if you meet my sister, she's such. Oh yeah, you can talk to me like that because I'm a woman and blah 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 blah. So I think she was the first idea of, okay, this is, as a woman, you have a space, you have a place, you have to own it. That came from my sister. And like I said earlier, she was the first person that went to college. And so she also showed us, you know what, we get an education, we are doing this, and you know, we are staying true to our feminism, we're staying true to, you know, being. And so yeah, I would say my mother and my sister are big role models.
So proud of them.
Yes,
Wow.
I am.
You have great women in your lineage.
Oh yeah, I have a
sure.
long line of women. Yes,
A long line of great women,
yes,
superheroes.
Yes, I do.
So Bimpe, last but not the least, what is Bimpe's legacy? What would you like to be remembered for when your time is done on earth?
Wow, that is such a deep.
The long while too. It's not so
Yeah.
soon.
I did think of, yeah, I did think about this before I came and talked to you, but you know, I couldn't put my hand on one particular thing. But yes, what I really want my legacy to be is that to raise a boy child that knows that, you know, he's not superior to a woman just because he's a male child. To be kind, you know, to treat people with utmost respect, regardless of their status, regardless of their gender, regardless of, you know, who they are. Just treat people kindly, because and also I would say that to impact people's life in any way I can, like positively, just leave an impact. I mean, it's such a deep question, but you know, I would want to be remembered for, you know what, oh, this person, oh, this is what she did that impacted my life. I don't know in what capacity or how, but I always like to leave an impact in people's life. But my ultimate legacy was to raise my child to, you know, to be a part of a society where he sees women as equal, he treats people with kindness, and most importantly, he's, you know, an awesome human being.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
And I
you.
say amen to that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always get our greatest wishes, good or bad, and this is a good wish, and you will.
Yes, it's a good wish, especially living in a society that we live in. But you know what? We can all try.
Yeah, we can all try. Absolutely. If we all put in the efforts, someday we'll get the result, and
Absolutely.
we will not regret that we made the effort, because making an effort might not be the easiest thing.
Oh yeah.
It might not be the easiest thing. It might come with a lot of sacrifice, a lot of discipline, a lot of commitment, perseverance, resilience, but it
Yes,
does pay great dividend in the end.
it
We
does.
don't
It
lose hope.
absolutely does. It absolutely does. And you know,
Don't quit.
yes, we can't
Thank
quit.
you
We
very
can
much,
never quit.
Bimpe.
Quitting is never an option.
Yes, it's never an option. Thank you very much, Bimpe, for coming
Thank
on.
you. Thank you for having me. It's such a nice platform to have, you know, where we can talk
Yes,
about, you know, living
many
abroad,
different,
you know.
yes, personal lives and social lives and
Yes.
perspective on things,
Yes.
you know, and philosophy, personal
Yes.
philosophies as well.
Yes.
So congratulations, and hope
Thank you.
to in
Yes.
other segments.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you
And
for having me.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you so
Thanks to our
much.
viewers for sticking by. Thank you for keep coming back. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share our content across various networks. And keep coming back for more content as we have them loaded for you. Thank you again. This is season 2 on Amakabeke Talk Show. Your amiable host. Peace. Shalom.